I'm Donna Meldon, coordinator with the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce, and this is Chats with the Chamber Lady. Today's guest with me is, actually we're featuring Grace Fellowship Christian Church, and today's guest is Ryan George. He is the administrative pastor for GFCC, and his lovely wife, Leah. Thank y'all so much for being here with us today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Donna.
And we're just going to go ahead and dive right in.
Let's do it.
So
Sounds great.
Tell me about Grace Fellowship Christian Church and the heart and vision for this ministry under Pastor Jared and Carrie Jenkins.
Well, Miss Donna, the heart and the vision behind GFCC is to reach the broken, the weary, the addicted, and the hopeless. In 2013, the Lord gave Pastor Jared a vision for Grace Fellowship Christian Church, and that was to reach these people, to bring hope and actually have a place for these hurting people. We only had 3.5 acres of property at the time, and the Lord gave him a vision of 12 wells of water, and those are being homes or places or buildings on the property. And he had no idea on how or that was going to happen with only 3.5 acres, but he wrote it down. And Habakkuk says to write down the vision and make it plain. So he wrote the vision down, he drew it out, and just over time, the Lord just provided property that surrounded that 3.5 acres. So we now have almost 85 acres of land right there. We have the parsonage. We have 2 homes that we use for private fostering. We have 2 children in our home, and our neighbors have a child in their home, and they're actually there while their moms get the help that they need in a faith-based rehab program. And we have a new sanctuary.
We had our chamber, monthly chamber luncheon there at the Fellowship Hall, and we got to see the new sanctuary, but the church property is just absolutely beautiful. And when you get on the church property, you just have a sense of well-being and peace. So
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can feel that peace.
Yes,
can't
ma'am.
You?
That peace is just it
Sorry,
passes all understanding.
I did not mean to interrupt, but I just had to add that there.
Yes.
So.
Yes, ma'am. It's a great place that, the vision that the Lord gave him he could only fulfill it. I mean, we had no idea on how it was going to get done, but the Lord just made it happen. He put the right people in the right places at the right time, and he works everything for his good, for those that are called according to his purpose. So we have several different ministries. We reach the world through missions. We minister to people out of jail. Pastor Jerry was actually saved in the Holmes County Jail. I've been in the Holmes County Jail.
I've been in the Holmes County Jail.
And now we work on helping people get to faith-based rehab programs.
Yes. So women or men that are in the jail, we have resources. We are able to go into the jail, and some other local jails close, but Holmes County is like our heart, to go in and minister, counsel them. We can talk with them, see if they even want the help, tell them what that looks like, give them the opportunity, because sometimes they've just never had the opportunity to get out of the dark place that they've been in, what got them there in the first place.
That's such a tremendous resource for not only for our community, but others in this region. So I have heard the testimony of JFCC's new church sanctuary. Could you tell us about the outreach of GFCC around the world and the other churches in other nations that have been built by JFCC?
In 2019, the Lord gave Pastor Jared a word that we when we started building our new sanctuary that we shall lend to many nations and we shall not borrow. So in the process of our building of our sanctuary, we helped build 4 churches in other countries. We actually have been through and done mission work in 14 countries around the world. The 2 churches that we built first were in Kenya, Africa, and we also built 2 churches in Colombia, South America. We support orphanages in Dominican Republic and in Kenya and Colombia, South America as well.
How often are y'all able to do mission trips every year?
As often as the door opens. I mean, there's
well, actually, there's
been,
a team going
they
to.
just come back from.
There's a team going to Kenya in April.
But we've already been this year.
We've already
been this year to Colombia. And to.
And the other mission trip was in December. It was in December they went to Kenya, but they're also going back to Kenya in April.
So each year,
a couple times a year, just give or take.
Y'all travel to all these. Are most
Dominican.
Are most of these areas very remote?
Not Colombia, South America.
Okay.
It's not very remote. We do have a church in a remote area there,
Yes.
but the main pastor who oversees the churches, both the churches that we built in Colombia, South America, one is actually built, when we started, it was just a pallet city. And there wasn't running water there. They had to travel almost 2 miles to get running water.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing we did was we sent money to buy the pipes, and the people we just supplied the pipes, and they ran the pipes they tapped into the city water supply, and they ran the water to this village where there was no water.
Yeah.
And what this village consists of mainly is a lot of refugees from Venezuela.
Okay.
You know, the unrest in Venezuela. People are fleeing the country, and this is just one of the places that they have congregated to. So when we started, there was pallet houses. They were just they were built out of pallets with a dirt floor. It's in a real marshland, and they bring garbage in, and they fill up this marsh, the water, with garbage, and they'll bring rock and they'll bring dirt on top of the garbage, so the homes are actually built on garbage. Well, we were able to purchase some land in the middle of this place, and we built actually a concrete and steel church. It's completely concrete and steel, and it recently flooded there, and the people in the community were able to come and seek refuge, and they found refuge in that church.
Yeah.
The other church in Colombia that we built is in a little farming community. It's called San Pablo. It's quite a ways away from the main hub of Cartagena, where we did our majority of our work. But it's a farming community and it's the place where people just need hope, and there's just really not a lot of hope out there for them. They still ride horses where they go, and
So it's still very primitive.
It is.
In a lot of ways. Yeah.
One of the cities that we built the church in Kenya is right on the shores of Lake Victoria. It's called Homa Bay, Kenya. But this church actually seats 2,500 people.
And I bet they fill the seats.
I'm sure they do, because it's amazing. I couldn't believe it when I saw pictures of it.
We have talked about the vision and heart of JFCC and how God has fulfilled every promise, and about what God is doing through you around the world. But what's next for GFCC?
What's next? Well,
that's a big question, isn't it?
It is a big question. And so 3 years ago, we started, what was birthed out of us, GFCC, was to have a school, a K-12 school. And the first year it was just
25 students.
25 students, homeschool type curriculum. And it wasn't K-12, it was just K-8. So, but it's grown every year. So this year we had up to 60 students at one time enrolled in a K-12 school. It's a private school.
Grace Fellowship Christian Academy.
And we're expanding this summer, making room for more students to come. And not only a K-12 school, but right now our young people are just at a pivotal place in life.
Yeah.
There's just not students graduate, they don't know who they are. They don't know their purpose. They don't know what they want to do.
Which way they're going sometimes. I mean, that age is so important to get them on a firm foundation, because it really can set them up for the rest of their life.
Yes.
And so our mission for what's coming is the Mosaic School of Ministry.
The Mosaic School of Ministry is it's a ministry school that, it's not like you would think. It's not theology. It's not, you're not going to Bible school. You're not learning the Bible. It's more of.
You do learn Scripture, but
But the first year we're going to focus on character, on building someone's character. Let them really figure out who they are,
their identity,
and find their purpose. Yes. So, and Mosaic means broken pieces that make a beautiful display of life once all together. And that's what we hope to do, is bring the broken pieces of these young people's lives all together and make a beautiful display.
Yeah, so they can fulfill their purpose in life and what the Lord has for them.
Now, what is the focus and vision for now and in the future for Grace Fellowship Christian Church?
Well, it's a big question, Miss Donna. It's a big question.
Big answers, too.
For a big God.
Amen.
So we actually have the vision of planting 7 churches in 5 years. And this year, I believe we will probably launch our first church plant in another city. So GFCC is expanding, and we're actually, bringing joy to our city as well.
We are going door to door and reaching people in our community in Caryville, Gritney area, because that's our next mission too. And the focus and vision is to, how can we serve people? How can we help them? How can we serve them? So we want to go door to door. We want to reach out to them and say, hey, there are people here that care, and we're here. And all we can do is just give them opportunity and just let them know, that we're here. So that's exciting to do that. And that's something new that we're doing in our church.
Well, listen, thank y'all so much for coming today and talking with me about GFCC. Like I said, I talk a lot to Stacy. She's always wanting to know how y'all can help our community, and that's so important. That our spiritual walks hand in hand with other community efforts. So
yes, ma'am.
Just thank y'all for everything that y'all do for our community and the people in it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Donna.
Thank you for having us. Let us to share. It's exciting.
Oh, it is exciting. Yes. And y'all just give Michaela the heads up that I'll be getting in touch with her.
I sure will.
Let her come and talk. So
yes.
Well, this is we've had Ryan and Leigh George with Grace Fellowship Christian Church, and that address is 2249 County Road 179, Bonifay.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank y'all so much for
being
with
Ms.
us
Donna.
today. And this is Donna Meldon, coordinator for the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce. And this has been Chats with the Chamber Lady. And if you want it, or you need it, or you want to do it, it's right here in Holmes County for you. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much.